producer Eva here. The Shizzel boys recorded this episode before the devastating news that Jack Robinson is injured for Margs River. So yeah, Per told me not to add an intro about it, but I don't want to make them sound like fools. So here you are. Enjoy this episode of Shizzel on the Wizzel.
When it comes to fixing my tails and my dings, I go to Jimbo's Dingoes. Jimbo's Dingoes. You can find us in Okay, that's enough self-promotion.
Does either one of you have anything even remotely interesting to tell me?
Caught my first tube this morning, sir.
The Shizzel on the Wizzel.
The Wizzel Shizzle.
The Shizzel on the Wizzel.
The Shizzle on the Wizzel.
With Jaymin and Per.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome back, everybody. The new edition of the Shizzle on the Wizzel. The Wizzel on the Shizzle. Fizzle Dizzle. With me today, after in my opinion, horrendous bells competition, I have to my left, Tim.
Hi.
Back again. The Oracle of the Youth Fountain, Scotty. Welcome, Scotty.
You.
And in the absence of Jaymin, who is running somewhere around outside in the fields of joy, his girlfriend and holder of the key ring and probably lots of other stuff, Sissel. Welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Just a heads up, you don't have to knock anything around here.
Yeah.
While we are live, there is Jaymin going in and out. Not really doing, I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, we have to get on because Scotty has to get off. That's what he said. Guys, so much happening in the world of surfing these days. Before we're going to jump into the whole WSL, a little bit from the other podcasts that I listen to is Magic Seaweed. Bye-bye.
Gone.
It's part of Surfline now, which means it's at the end of 7-day forecasts for free. Well, since I've been pissing on Magic Seaweed the last 2 years or so, since it's totally off. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But interesting, the old buy-ups, the monopolization of things. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Is surfing becoming a rich man's sport?
Definitely. I think it's the corporate kooks are on their way, and there's no more freemium, only premium.
Mm. It's happening everywhere.
That's the way it's going.
Also, the Board Brand Group was bought by some investment fund for 1.3 billion. In the Board Group is pretty much every major surf brand, Billabong, Quicksilver, and everybody else, which means they went the same way that Volcom did. What was that? 10 years ago? No, bought up by wasn't it Armani? I think Armani bought Volcom. Yep. Yeah. And then they also belong to one massive umbrella stock portfolio. So, which means pretty much that if you walk around with a Quicksilver or Billabong, you're like an overweight, white, angry old man representative there. Mm-hmm. Good news for everybody who wants to start up their own little brand now, because there's room now.
Yeah.
It's not cool anymore. But in the background we have some technical issues going on. I don't know what Jaymin is up to.
Jimbo Dingoes is bringing his office to the speaker tower. He's actually just repairing people's boards as we're going through it.
That's exactly. I'm just finishing a bit of wet sand. I'm back now, and I've got
electricity. It's good to hear that you have electricity. All right, let's just jump into the wet grave that I call Bell's Beach. What do you guys think of the competition, Tim?
Being a proud Aussie, I was pretty happy. I all semi-finals in the girls, finalist in the men's, farewell for Owen, and a heap of guys got results to hopefully make the cut. So I was pretty happy.
Yeah, that's the nationalistic answer I was expecting from an Aussie.
Yeah.
Keep it all Aussie. Everybody's welcome, just not in the top.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty much a little bit of a flashback from last year when Ivar, who is absent today, he went fishing in the mountains. He says Ivar, I think he won our group last year because he just picked all Aussie. That was his strategy, and it went well. And if I would have done the same thing this year, I would have probably done much better too.
Yeah.
So, what's your view on? Have you seen anything? Have you picked a team, Scotty?
Yeah, this time I picked a team, so I managed to get everyone in. It was a bit hard watching everything because everything was through Polska, so I was doing a bit of driving around and stuff. But the things that I did watch and obviously caught up on all the highlights, and it wasn't obviously we got everything in terms of conditions. It was very mixed, but damn, the level of surfing was so sick, and Ethan just looked like he stepped it up to a whole fucking new level. It was so insane to watch.
Yeah, these are like those magic moments, when 30 years after his mother won there, he wins there. That's like Hollywood couldn't do better, didn't it?
He just looked like he was in his place. He did. Everything was just so magical in his performance. It was insane. He looked so confident. I think that's the word I'm looking for, confident. Yeah.
And he probably could have won last year, but he had that horror heat with Felipe when there was no waves. So he had to do it this year.
He had karma on his side this time. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, was waiting for him. Yeah, and on the girls' side, that was a good battle too. I was surprised that Tyler, but she really, really wanted it, didn't she? She there was no in the final. There was no love shown to Molly.
Nah, she had to take out some big dogs to get there as well.
Yeah,
but Molly Picklum seemed like she's really stepped it up this year as well. It just seems that whole thing of getting kicked off the tour and then get back on. It does. You see it on both the men's and women's side. It does make you a lot hungrier as well.
Exactly. All the ones on top that have done the most damage this year are the ones that were actually got relegated last year, which is funny, isn't it? I guess it's a broad perspective, but not only that, it's the guys that actually have to go and requalify, they don't get off the horse all year. So basically they do an off season and an on season, and the guys that are surfing at the top level, they get a little bit of a break. So it's interesting that the guys that have struggled this year are the ones that did really well last year. Probably despite besides Jack, of course, but him and Zhao have just been leading the way for sure. They're the fucking tip of the spear, aren't they? Those boys.
Yeah, they're probably the generational change that everybody's talking about, which is happening now. So it's going to be interesting to see who's left after Maggie's next week, and who will be coming back.
Yeah, I think they have already confirmed that the top 11 on the blokes, that's all the way to Medina, and top 3 on the chicks. So.
Yeah, I saw that the big announcement that Jack Robinson made the cut. That was
that was a surprise.
Oh, did he now? Oh, barely did it.
Oh no, I've had some sleepless nights, really. And not only that, but I think on the girls' side, I think Molly's qualified for next year as well.
Yeah, well, we're not quite sure yet. Anything can happen on the girls' side. So
the women's is looking pretty hectic though. From 9th to 15th is 2,000 points or something. So, and they're all veterans, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't have the internet, but I think there's Steph, Lakey, Courtney, Sally.
I kind of feel there was definitely come bells though. You kind of noticed how it was definitely one of those places where the guys that had surfed it before, it really helped as far as their preparation and knowing, those slower heats and stuff. Wave selection for sure. I was a little bit like the the old school kind of like crawled back a little bit, especially on the girls' side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's an interesting stat that Ethan rode 16 or 17 waves the whole contest, and Ryan Callanan rode 29 or something.
Literally about to mention that. I think they said in the post show that he'd ridden a total of 10 waves or 13 waves up until the final.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, that's insane.
That's all your Easter eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Just trusting yourself not to fall off.
Yeah, but also knowing which wave to go for.
Yeah, having confidence in both parts.
There is, and I think that is as much as the reading the lineup, understanding this is, that if it was a free surf, of course you would have paddled in, but I need to get 8 points out of this. So, not this one, and I like that. I like that rather than the Italo Ferrero approach. Anything that ripples through, I'm going to get on it and try to make an error on it. And
Rodriguez approach versus, which works sometimes, but
but it's. I have to say, I'm the one that has to be entertained, And if you do the 5-6 waves that are all 3 or 4 points in a row, why the fuck would you do it?
Exactly, it's that whole thing in surfing where it's not actually just putting on a peak performance. It's building. If you peak too early, you not only it's a bit of a shame because you can still surf amazingly, but if just like you said, if someone's done 3 air reverses and they're just slightly tweaked and slightly more inverted each time, it doesn't give you that whole as if you've first seen it,
for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's and then you see it, and you have like John who has that as well, and Kelly, of course, who has it, and Ethan is maybe a little bit too picky still. Waiting too long sometimes, 20 minutes gone and still not served.
But he won.
But I think if he could tune that up a little bit, he would win more.
More high tempo.
A little bit more,
I think he's actually, you could see him slowly like getting waves now and not surfing imperfect. Like before, if he went and he kind of didn't feel right on the bottom turn, he'd just pull off on a good wave. And people just go, "Are you kidding me?" And it'd be like he wasn't feeling the bottom turn. I mean, like, how picky can you get? Like, and now he's kind of like, and now he's kind of like just surfing the wave from start to finish without kind of like overthinking it. I think he's, he could bog a turn, but he's still happy to finish the wave.
And it's still better than
because
99% of everyone else's turns.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Because if he's waiting for waves, that's what lets him down, Like, he's always kind of in the situation where he's got everything else under control except Mother Nature. And that's what's kind of ripped him off, I think. But as far as like a Hollywood fucking scene, like with his mum winning, I think it was actually 40 years ago. She won, and she has, I guess, and she passed away to cancer suddenly. I think, or there was
when he was 6, I think.
Yeah, so to actually, put his trophy next to his mum's on the.
Did you hear his speech after it?
Well, I heard. I heard what he said. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but it was pretty nuts.
Also with Ryan up there, who lost his mum.
Yeah,
it was pretty.
Yeah, that was. I bet there wasn't a dry in the house. So I mean, but I just think that's awesome. How like surfing, kind of like, it's like through surfing. Stories like that, and it just kind of makes you feel like awesome to be like, well, not only just amazing for Ethan, who took out his first win, but for it to be Bells and as far as like I think I heard an interview with Ryan this week, and he was just kind of going, it wasn't about him not winning. He was kind of happy with that second because in his head it was Ethan's to win, which is kind of funny because you kind of feel this, like those guys are, if you can't see yourself winning, then why are you even competing? But he just, with that, he goes, the waves came to him, and he goes, it just felt right that he took it out, And I just thought that was like, it's pretty special to have two guys competing in a final, you know what I mean, in a world-class event, and the guy was just like, oh, no, it was Ethan's. So,
but they're mates.
Yeah, of course.
You see, if it was Michael Rodriguez sitting there, it's like I don't know if I can give a shit about that.
Yeah, no.
It's relations, that makes that story. Of course, it's like the other story is Tyler wins, and it's Owen's last ever heat in a competition. That's his retirement. It's like you could say, she won it for him, or whatever.
Or Kelly qualifies, for example.
Yeah. So but I think that what makes the whole the business around it as well, because you think you're part of a little family.
You do. You kind of feel like that's awesome to be like a part of that story because because you as a fan, you're just stoked to see a guy who you look up to as far as his surfing ability, but not only that, he's just an awesome human. At heart, and that just makes you kind of stoked. Yeah,
and also while we jump in the middle, there was a little daybreak, and there was the clash of the old titans. It was funny. I was just following up on the other podcasts and stuff, and in the prelude to it, is Tom gonna come with a bodyboard with strange fins on it, or is he gonna surf something normal-ish? Bets were thrown out there, but I don't think it was a surprise actually who won that with Oki.
I probably would have get back to Curran from the start, just because Oki's always a little bit. If he doesn't get I kind of I thought he surfed really good. Yeah, but he's been surfing a lot. But I think Tom Curran, he kind of just his style and flow just doesn't age, and he just seems to be a wave catching machine. And I think that's in the last couple. That's what Oki's just hasn't got the waves. You know what I mean? Once Oki's up, he's killing it. But it just seems like Tom Curran just has this thing where he's got this. He's like his heart on the pulse of the ocean or something. He's a bit of a Kelly. He's always just seems to be sneaking into a wave.
But it didn't seem like they got the best conditions either where you could surf bells either. So it was grovelly. It was super grovelly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Perfect bells would have been awesome to watch with those.
Then that would have been something else, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can go into the depth. Or
I was just going to say, as far as just upsets go for the contest,
upsets or standouts.
Yeah, I was just thinking Callum. What the hell, Callum? What happened, Diesel? He
the Sea Rob.
Yeah, he was. He's your favorite, isn't he? Sissel?
He's my favorite. I was pretty shocked actually that he got knocked out that early.
Especially after his performance in Portugal, it was off its head.
And I got so surprised. I remember I sent you that text. I don't know what to do with my TRA because Callum is finally in it, and I always went to put him on my team. So I got really confused, and luckily I swapped him out because, what happened?
You know what? Not only that, Rio as well. He got there 3 weeks early and was training, and there was so many people just dropping his name. He's going to do really well because he's been, we saw what happened to him. And but at the same time, Kelly snuck through that heat with Carlos, remember, and Connor.
Yeah.
What was interesting was that. Yeah, a couple guys Matty McGilvray, he was in the elimination. He went on to do awesome things, that contest, and so did Connor. So we always had this discussion about the guys that end up. Same thing with Tyler. Tyler was in the
Toledo, didn't he as well?
No,
he came second.
He was in second, but it was same for Tyler with the girls. It's almost like. As far as Tyler went, it was the more tries, the more surf she gets, the more comfortable she gets. If she's going to lose, same thing with Steph. If they're going to lose, it'll be in the first round or the second round.
Yeah, it's not hard work to surf 4 heats in a day. I'd probably rather have a rhythm.
Yeah. And as I said,
For sure.
if you end up in the elimination round and the two people in your heat were Jack Robinson and that doesn't make you the sore loser. That was just like the sickest heat.
Well, I think Tyler's elimination round was her, Tati, and maybe Joanne or something, like three people that could potentially win it. So
that was gnarly.
So it's wild.
Can we have a look at the rankings maybe a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Well, dropping that's coming up. Yeah, I believe Mr. Chianka's got the yellow jersey going. Who would have thought? Like, who would have freaking thought that?
Just start with number 15 under the cut line and see who's the first one in the cut line. Because
the first in the cut line, I'm pretty sure. I don't have my phone on me, but I'm pretty sure it's Connor O'Leary, and then it's from that onwards. So I think it's like Zhao, then it's Jack,
Philippe,
then a Philippe. I think it's either Griffin or there we go, Legend. Ethan, then Griffin. Then you got Ryan Callanan, Caio Belli, John, Iago Dora, Leonardo Fioravanti, and Gabriel Medina. So those guys are through the cut line.
Fucking Caio Belli. It's like I never see him surf in the last couple of heats or events.
Such a dark
He's
horse.
just like sliding through somewhere and
couple of quarters and always makes that round to 16 and he's consistent.
And then so Molly Picklum, Tyler Wright, and Carissa Moore are confirmed for the women as well. And then you have Caitlin Simmers and Tatiana and Caroline Marks right behind in the span of like 1,500 points or something like that.
Yeah. So Margaret River is going to be interesting.
I actually checked out the forecast this morning, and it looks like as the period, like waiting period starts, it just looks like it's actually going to be pretty sick.
There's a lot of swell.
Yeah, swell, and like the winds go really good from, I think, like on the waiting period or the day before or after, something crazy like that.
Well, we'll see. Since it's the new global surfline forecast.
It's going to be exciting to see how that turns out, eh?
Did you get your free account going with Surfline already, or?
Yeah, right.
Have you bent the knee?
It's a pity though. I liked Magic Seaweed. They did a good job, I think.
It was good enough for being free.
Yeah, but we still have our good friend Winger and Windy as well. So we can't take them off the chart. Magic Seaweed is when you're dreaming, that's when it's working. That's when it comes to true.
Yeah. Margaret River starting in on the 20th. Today, Saturday, isn't the 15th today? Probably.
Yeah, it's
something like that. So 5 more days, eh?
Yeah, that's it. Good. 5 more days.
Quick turnaround.
Hey, I just wanted to ask everyone what their maybe highlights and lowlights of Bells before we move on. Before we put it to bed, it was a good contest all round. I feel, even though the waves were kind of annoying, and I mean, how was a shitty time zone for us as far as watching it? It was really hard to connect with it.
That's why I just wanted to take it because you said putting it to bed, and that was pretty much me putting myself to bed 10 minutes before it starts. Yeah. So I honestly haven't seen many heats. I've seen the finals and the semifinals and all that. Yeah, I think from the quarterfinals I've seen everything.
I thought. What you were saying before, Tim, just about the guys. Jackson Baker, he had a couple of amazing heats. He was surfing awesome.
He had the most controversial heat maybe of the whole event.
Do you reckon he won that heat against Toledo? Or?
Don't know. It's just one that could go either way. I reckon the way he carried on might have influenced. They should have given the score out to let Philippe know what he needed. I think that was more the problem.
Yeah, sure. Colapinto. He was on fire.
Oh, that was insane. Like him, Ethan, and even like Jackson Baker as well. John has a couple of sick moments, but yeah, like it really feels like the younger generation, especially the guys that have now been on like the tour for a year or two, like Griffin and Ethan and those guys and Jack. It just seems like it's really clicked for them. It seems like when you win like a comp or something, you kind of maybe think, all right, I'm supposed to be here. Like I'm part of the league now.
Jack. Fuck Jack this time. What the fuck, Jack?
Finally, I've never picked Jack as my double, and everyone has, and it's killed me every time. And when he lost, I was like, I'm so glad I'm on John. It's the first time.
It's one of the few times I picked him on the
I think the first thing I said. This is the first thing I said was, yeah, Tim picked John for his power surfer. I said, finally the tables have turned.
So I guess none of you will pick him for Margs either.
Well, you know what? That's the $1,000 question.
Yeah.
Because
if you go
John's in rhythm too.
If you go double on John and Mags, you're not going to get the points.
No.
Because everybody's going to go. Mags is John's spot.
Yeah.
So,
I was so worried about Jack. I had Griffin, put Jack in my team just in case, because everyone doubles up on him, because you'd lose touch otherwise when you lose a power surfer.
You put your final team in after you see the first couple of heats, or at least you get to the eliminations and you know.
I didn't get the chance to do that this time, so I just had to kind of wing it a bit. And then I'm really glad that I left Molly Picklum up there as well as my power surfer, because I just saw her in the first rounds, and she looked like she was fired up.
Yeah. I was really lucky in the girls. I think I had 3 out of the 4. Which is good.
I had the same with the event. It started too late, and it was Easter, so out in the cabins, and there was no close following up after the first round. And but all in all, I'm actually quite happy with the result that came out, because it was my first pick, after for the first round.
I think you had some friendly fire, didn't you, in the women's and stuff?
I had some friendly fire going on too, yeah.
But hey, the one heat of the actual contest I thought was, Kanoa's back. He's got some rhythm again. Mm-hmm. But that heat with him and Griff.
Yeah.
It was 16.3 to 15.10. Remember that heat? Yeah. You remember that heat, Sissel? It was sick. Yeah.
They're probably the biggest undercover rivalry on the tour, I reckon. They don't make it out, but that's who they'd want to beat more than anyone else.
For sure. Yeah, you listen to Jake the Snake on he coached both of them, and so did
Belly and Dogmask as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. The last coach was for Oakley. Anyway, you just know
Tommy Witts.
You just know for a fact that those guys, the rivalry is just especially because they kind of, you saw it on Make or Break. They were kind of milking that but they loved showing that clip of Kanoa screaming when he'd won the contest.
And he nearly knocked himself out.
Yeah, and he was just carrying on I was just I kind of cringe every time I had to see that, and I was just thinking, no wonder. But you know what? I kind of have felt that the tables have definitely turned, and you don't really see that out of Kanoa so much anymore. He's a bit more kind of humble pie. Yeah. I mean, it must be hard. You grow up, these guys are in the limelight since they're little kids. Everyone telling them, anyone who has anything to do with surfing, telling them how good they are and how awesome they are, And then, of course, it's got, it has a lot to do with confidence, especially competition surfing. So that is going to feed something, and a lot of times it is, hopefully your confidence, but a lot of time too, it's probably your ego as well. So those guys are kind of made to feel like winning is part. They need to feel like they're going to win with their whole mind, body, and soul, on that trip. So when you see that clash, you can see it's just you can almost see fucking sparks coming off.
They're on the same sponsors now with Quickie and Red Bull, and Griffin's apparently on more than Kanoa.
Yeah.
So that stuff there'd be a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the love of surfing.
For the love of surfing. But all in all, yeah, it was awesome to see. It was good to see Matty McGivray put on an awesome performance the whole event. But I actually, coming up in these round 16 against Zhao Shanker, I said before they even paddled out, I said, Matty's got this in the bag. Zhao wasn't really, he had some good moments, but he wasn't really shining. I just think all in all, Bells is a special wave because it's really, really hard to, it definitely suits the guys that have had the experience and surf there a lot. But it kind of like it shows up your like few of those days. It was just like it was fucking. It basically was just like it was chaos. So it's so. Any like favorites or anyone who you think is going to win in good conditions, it throws that handbook out the fucking window.
Bells requires patience. Yeah, you and Gianca and there's not many of the Brazilians who have the patience. Yeah.
And they've skipped into 3 bottom turns before they want to come up and slap that thing.
Exactly.
Iago shows patience, I reckon, but a lot of the others.
Yeah, Iago Dora is a different guy from the Brazilian.
He's so lanky, he has to take time in his cuts and stuff.
But the commentators were saying like you pick your moments. So don't try and do something all the time, but when that presents itself, capitalise. So that's why I think Ethan did so well.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the stuff that also goes into picking a team. You know, it's like, all right, where's the guy coming from? You know, what's the basic drum line in the head? Is it, or is it? You know,
although Felipe could have won quite easily too.
Yeah.
He's on his way, but
those conditions really suited him. And that other end of the, you know, like towards the finals day, those winky waves. I was just thinking, this is Felipe's bread and butter, isn't it? Because I kind of felt like John is probably going to struggle a bit.
Yeah,
you know, if he's got some power, he's just like, he's Superman, isn't he? But
it's hard to pick a team when it's 6 foot and onshore, and you pick all those guys and heavy water guys, and then it goes to 3 foot winky, and it's completely different.
Yeah. So anyway, it was good contest, and I just wanted to bring that up, and it was good to see that the guys that needed some points actually got a few. So coming into Margaret's has just made things even closer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So since I still have no connector on our Reve All Stars Fantasy, how did it turn out at the end of the contest?
I don't think anyone has any idea because Eva, you've done something to the Wi-Fi. We're all here sat in your speaker tent with no 4G, no Wi-Fi. So if you hear this, we need
struggling so hard.
Yeah, our conditions are very poor.
But here we got it.
Poor working conditions in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, Scotty boy. Use your own damn motherfucking 4G or even 5G if you wanna. Yeah,
because we do it the classic way from 10 downwards, which excludes myself and the Smurfer 69, who came on 12th, and me, as I said, number 14.
Was it 12th? Okay, that's good. That is a comeback. I'm crawling my way back.
You're coming back. It helps picking a team, doesn't it?
You're on by event and not overall, right?
Yes, we are by event right now.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, good.
Yes, we are. Because by overall, I'm much higher.
I know, I'm still down, way down below. But we have half the season to go, so there's a comeback.
Yeah, no worries, man.
And you can drop the event that you missed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so but you have to make the cut line by next event. You know that. We talked about that.
We can make this work. We've got a good thing going.
You have to have a really good thing going on.
He'll
next
be
time.
like Kelly. They're going to give him wild cards all for the rest of the year anyway.
Exactly.
I'll gladly take them.
The goat.
So then I'm gonna put my glasses on. Mr. Steely Wave came on number 10. I don't know who that is.
It sounds Brazilian. That is that a last name?
Sounds like a Brazilian around here. Dingo Ate My Baby on number 9.
Yeah,
sounds like an Aussie.
Yeah.
Hey, and no babies were harmed in the making of that name.
In the making of the dingo.
Yes. Oh, the dingo has ripped in. Believe me. Yes.
Killing Joe, number 8. Kick-Ass Angels on number 7. They've been up there a couple of times them already.
Those Dirty Angels.
Magan. Who's Magan? Number 6. Hallenkaster I've seen around, as well as the Shark on number 4.
Snark, Mr. Shark's been sniffing around, hasn't he?
And then the Snarky Snark has been around.
I reckon we get Mick over here so we can give him a couple of those.
But there's a Scrotty Matley as well on number 3.
In the house, yes, Tim.
Good represent.
Hey, congratulations with third place, Tim. I bet.
Thanks, mate.
Well, I mean, seriously, if you have a look actually, you want to finish and then we can just.
Oh, thank you, mate.
I don't want to take anything away from Bendik.
Stop at third. I'm happy with that.
Second place, Bendik. again, he's up there. I've seen him around too, and unknown to everybody.
It's
Thea.
actually no. It's Ben in second place.
Ben. And what about the IK at the end?
Dick.
Ah,
Ben. Dick.
thanks for explaining that to me.
All right.
What about the first one then? Is there something I misread there?
That's VA.
Which leaves us.
It's T he AI.
Is there some poo-poo around there?
It's T he AI. Maybe it's
Does anyone know who that is?
It's Andy Irons.
Is it?
No, we don't know who it is. So, Thea, send us a message on Rave All Stars, and
But
we'll-
what I wanted to say is, all right, if you have a look at the 10 for the first 10 place getters in the actual event, the score for number 10 was 661, right? And then for the winner, Thea, it was 743. So you can see a trend there. You know, it was like everyone that picked John as their power surfers pretty much from 10 down. And anyone who didn't is kind of... Because I actually did really well considering I lost John. I kind of did all right in the girls and managed to... have a couple of okay heats. But just interesting to see that as far as making ground up, well done, Tim. And Bandic and Thea, they smashed it.
I didn't pick Molly, which was my biggest downfall. I've gone with John and Carissa every contest.
That's right. Yes. I noticed
And I'm sticking with them for the next one.
Yeah.
You do that.
Yeah, so...
Pickles is
It's
on
like
a roll now.
loyalty, and they're going to...
it's the old every clock is right twice a day.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's the old, the sun shines on the dog's backside twice a day. Hey, what about the overalls? So that takes you out in front, Mr. Scrotum.
Mr. Scrotum. We're not...
Well done.
We're not getting on the... there we are.
So
there we are. I see why you want to talk about the overalls. Even though we still not even made the cut line. Well, Tim is number 1. Number 3 is Teletubbies.
Come on, mate.
And number 4 is the band Dick, as you'd like to...
There's some pretty classic
Did I
classic
forget you
names
on
going
second
up
place there, Jaymin?
Oh, was it second place, was it?
It was second
that's right,
place.
yeah. Just behind Tim.
If it
no
flips
worries.
around, it'll be the dingo ate my baby scrotum. So
Yeah,
with Ben Dick coming up behind.
with a band
So
Dick
it's-
coming up from
And hey, what about butt cakes?
Well, I think I dropped to 12th place.
Really?
Yeah.
So if
I fucked up this
Are you
round.
butt cakes?
I'm butt cake.
You're number 14 now.
Oh, was it that low? Yeah, no,
because coconut is number 12.
No
Yeah, that's
way.
Gura.
I was in A place last time though, so I've been keeping my
Not bad, though.
scores
Hey,
up.
but all I'm kind of...
But the boner champ is right in front of your wife, mate. Seriously, the boner champ.
Oh, Jesus. A lot of weird names up top there.
There's a lot of freaky stuff going on.
Hey,
in that Rebel
I
stuff.
really... I kind of feeling like Smurfer 69 should be there somewhere. I know... It's
You can replace me with Sissel because she's top 14 overall, and I'm not even on the first 4 pages. I don't think so.
So after
As you said, you have Margaret River to make the cut line, which
Yeah.
is the first page.
But I reckon that's pretty cool.
Well, we can make a junior podcast for you later, then, if you want to.
That's all right. You can give me a smaller mic as well.
You know what? But
Got like a little Barbie house, you know. It's like Scotty has this little podcast.
I only use AirPods as well.
it's interesting to see the Kim Jung Reve slipping down to 7 after his world famous.
A mammoth result.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like the what does a fox say? Jingle, you know, like you hear it.
As,
like,
as I said,
and it just disappears.
his one event was worth 3 events. So the first slip is the first event now. So
He can easily take a vacation and still come back for like way down the line where we're at Tropa or something, and he'll just smash it out.
We're wanting to see a first place in the world at least.
I reckon he has a random like top 10 in the world in him this year as well, where he just like, I don't know, and there you are.
Yeah, he probably gets his little baby daughter to pick him.
Yeah.
Or even better, he'll make a team and then the kid will come in and then change the team. And then he'll hit them.
He kind of, maybe it's like,
My dog at my school.
yeah, oh, hang on a second. Oh, that Bash looks like a number 5. Who's number 5? All right, I want that guy.
Reading the diaper. The tea leaf reading it. Next level
He's
shit.
going to sit here and edit this and go, what the hell are these people?
I know. Yeah, you're here and smell.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up with the what?
No, I didn't want to butt in at all there.
Okay. Let's just have a quick round the table. What we expect from Margaret and who you see being in the final in Margaret.
Quickly, Jaymin, I think you're the only one with Wi-Fi. Bust open the forecast real quick.
All right, let's have a look at the forecast. But if you weren't forecasting,
apparently it's going to start pumping when it starts.
hey, but listen, think back of the Margaret's previous. It needs to be fucking 6 to 8 foot for it to start.
But was it last year where it was like all rights?
Yeah.
Was it last year? Or was
No,
it before?
last year was huge. Remember, there was
massive.
a couple of days. It was like some storm surf.
The last 2 years were pretty massive, I think.
Yeah. Are we going to go into the actual event to see the forecast?
Well, I guess it depends where they put it. If they put it at the box, then you're going to go for your everyday slab charger. You will probably want people like Jack on your team for sure, considering he took it out. He took it out last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
He beat John last year.
Yeah, at Margs
Yeah.
with that big air.
But Jack has his knee now, though, so that's going to be interesting to see.
That could be.
Oh, yeah. Has there been an update on that?
No,
Jack's
not
knee?
really.
Or was he just hobbling up because he got smoked by
Yeah,
someone
maybe.
else?
don't know. He was doing some weird yoga, stretching out.
I think that shit's only for the betting part of the sports. They're like, John, put the odds a little bit down, a little bit up.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with him. No, it's just betting
all
on
just a
He's just
scam.
betting on himself on the side.
Maybe.
Get the odds up.
No forecast?
We haven't got it doesn't look like we've got a forecast yet. Hang on a second.
Maybe not on the website itself, but if you check like Magic Seaweed or Surfline,
Yeah.
because
I
they're
guess-
quite slow on WSL.
But
Well,
no matter
yeah.
what, no
If
matter
it's
what, It's-
10-foot Margs or 6-foot box, I'm
Go
going
on, then
John.
you start and we'll go around.
It could start out with 10 foot and then 3 days later it's knee high. So
You start first, then go on.
I'll start first. Well, I think it's the repeat of the finals from last year. John and Jack is. I don't see Joao Chanka really getting all the way through. Griffin, Colapinto. So yeah, these three are like in my top. My top three is Gryffindor and these, and on the girl side, I think Caitlin Simmers is really gonna love it if it's big, because I think that's as close as she gets to a concrete pool as you can get. And Molly, she's fearless, and I have those two up there in my picklim.
Now go on, Tim, you're next. Go on.
I'd say John on the men's for sure, and the women's maybe someone a bit random like Courtney Conolog or someone that needs. I think someone got a big result last year. Isabella.
Yeah, it was Isabella Nichols.
Yeah.
Mm.
It seems like one of those contests where I don't know, strange things happen and the ocean can go quiet or a big set can come and then you're out of position for 5 minutes. So I'm going to pick Courtney and John.
Nice. I think you'd be pretty stupid not to say either Jack or John at this point. Like, regardless, I kind of want to shout Caio Belli out there just because we saw he was in top 10. You know, just random dark horse. Go on, we'll say Caio Belli. Why not? Just great because he charges.
Mate, it's funny because I was
good
thinking
slap surfer.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Who would be kind of a dark horse you're not really thinking for this contest?
Nah, he seems like he's been praying hard in the lineup and stuff like that. So I'll chuck him, and then do you know what? Tyler had to go through some really heavy heats. Who did she take? She took out Steph, she took out Carissa, and apparently there's a bit of rivalry with her and Picklum. So I don't know. I could see either one of them two, but maybe Tyler. She's a bit more fired up after the loss.
Yeah, but she old, man. She tired from the last time. It's quick recess.
Yeah, but the scissors are sharp, mate. She's ready to go.
The papers are cut.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Sissel,
Yeah.
who you backing?
Well, I'm not getting fucked over by Jack again. So I guess I'll go for John. And for the girls, I'm actually backing Tim with Courtney. She did good last year. And
that's what you're thinking. I'm kind of like, yeah, it's going to be definitely, I'd say, yeah, the Jack, John, for sure. But I think also look out for Ryan could do really well. He's on a bit of a heater. Don't forget guys like, as a wild card, Jacob Wilcox is be surfing. He's coming up in the Heat 3 with Sammy Pupo and Ethan Ewing, so that's just going to be freaking amazing balls. But also too, Reef Hazelwood, he's a wild card and he's an amazing surfer, probably best air kind of surfer. So it's not probably, you won't probably see him doing that at the box, but yeah. And Jarvis Earl, he's the new world junior champ, and he also got a wild card in, and he's coming up against Jack Robinson and Jackson Baker. So it's the Triple J, J Robbo, J Baker, J Earl, and they're going to fight it out for a bit of see who wins the friggin' pie with sauce.
The pie with sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait, since it's been shit flat around here and I haven't surfed for, I don't know, fucking ages.
Yeah.
Ready for it to start, even though it's going to be another shitty time.
It's a little better. I guess is it 4 hours time difference between East West Coast?
Depends on daylight savings. Yeah, it's 3 or 4, so it'll be better here.
It'll be,
like 8 o'clock-ish maybe.
No, will that mean it'll start later, and it means it'll be in the morning here?
Yeah, true.
Either way, it'll give us, you're right.
Yeah. So it's not ideal, but still, you don't have to take a sickie from work.
Yeah.
But you could.
And we recommend it.
Yeah. Hey, but what about throw out a dark horse for Margaret's? I reckon. You said Kyle. I'd say
I'm sticking with Kyle.
Jacob Wilcox for the wild child.
Wild West.
You know who could do it right as well? The fucking Liazy bra, Connor. Yeah. He's got, and Maddie McGilvray as well, because Maddie could be a real dark horse.
He did really good last year.
Yeah.
So, and
dude, how awesome is it? How it's so hard to pick a winner now. It's like I could go through any of those guys. I mean, my head was just going down, looking, all right, that one heat, Leonardo Fioranti, Jordy Smith, Michael Rodriguez. It's like...
I'm just going to throw that one out there, just because he is the magician and he always pulls a fucking rabbit out of the hat when you at least expect it. Kelly.
Yeah.
Michael River is a...
We haven't spoken about it, but if it goes to the box... Like Kelly's a real sure he's a charger, and no one's even mentioned Gabriel Medina. Do you know what I mean? Like how good is that? How awesome is that? How he just doesn't even come into
Medina who?
Yeah, because I mean, like mostly the points at Margaret's, you know, if it's not at the box, it's on the peak at Margaret's, and it's always the rights, hey, that have that little bit of an edge as far as points, because guys will take off and do like 3 massive big turns, they usually turn into like cutbacks, you know, on the left, but you know, the wave's still fucking big and, you know, it's a solid wave. But yeah, if they can't kind of hit the lip, they're not really scoring maximum points. And on the right, you can always hit the lip.
It seems to favour natural footers.
It does.
And finishing in front of that rock.
And we all remember what John did out there like a couple of years ago. He almost kind of changed big wave surfing. Remember that contest he had? So, but yeah, like I said, it's going to be freaking awesome, depending on where it is. But yeah. It's always one of those, knowing, like you said, what about the master himself, the GOAT? What do you think will happen? Well, he can't go out like this. I reckon we should revolt. There should be some kind of, like French Revolution. If
restart. The season's cancelled.
We're just going to unplug the internet for a little bit.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like someone pulled the cord out.
Just turn it off for 5 minutes. And then
if everyone could just look over there. All right, yeah, Kelly qualified. Okay, thanks. We're back.
If there's any close results, they're definitely going his way.
Yeah.
He's the eyeballs. He's where the money's at.
He'll get the injury wild card for the whole of next year for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you guys check this? How far down is he under the cut line? A long way down, eh?
No, mate. I think he's only like 3,000 points or 2,000 points.
Because he kind of did a little bit of a resurgence, didn't he? Like he did.
He's in 26th.
Okay.
Yeah, but how many points to the cut line?
It's 25, wasn't it? Top, or is it more?
I think it's...
So they're all locked on 21st. Pooper, Young, Baker and O'Brien, and then Kelly's down like 1,000 behind.
Yeah.
Once you get... He needs a 5th to secure it, they were saying.
Yeah. Oh. If he does a quarterfinal, he's through.
Kill us. We're not going to... We can't just let him go out like on a mid-year cut.
No, mate. And as I said, he needs 1,000 points there, you know. So if he makes 2 quarters, which he easily can do at Margaret River, which I think is a suitable way for him. He likes it. I think he likes it there a little bit.
Yeah, I can see it like what you guys were saying. If it's the box, it might tickle his goat genetics a bit more and get him stimulated. But I don't know. It's a tricky way of Margs as well, isn't it? But if anyone's got experience, it's probably him.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So I probably he bring points to your team. I think so. Anyway, this could be maybe the last time you can have Kelly on your fantasy team.
There's no way he's not getting wild cards after.
Yeah, they've got to...
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like in regular...
The thing is, you never know these days. The WSL, there's like... There's not like there's not a rule, always a rule for everything.
By the way, the cut line is one farther down. Kelly, you made it in.
Well, Sally fell off last year and they just put it back on.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't Sal.
Like, give it to a young person.
Speaking of Sally... Oh my God, she was heating up in bells, eh? It should be interesting what she does at... Oh yeah, did someone pick her as her power surfer?
She was looking...
Nobody
nearly put it in after.
Yeah, I was blown away and I was struggling with my women's team. So I kind of just...
Yeah, but she was definitely the most progressive, eh?
Yeah,
she was fucking... I couldn't believe it.
She had the highest T score of the day as well. And
you know, they pull up those slow-mos, like with the girls' tone, and like she does the full hook in the pocket. The board turns completely 180. And then slowly she's kind of sliding out of it. That's not easy to do. Like you need to be in the full.
That's because of the slow-mo.
Because of the slow-mo, obviously. But you have to have that much board control to then turn that around and ride out of it. You know, the guys struggle to do it sometimes. So
she's easy, Sally, isn't she?
She was surfing so good. She's like truly reinvented a little bit. Like maybe it was just her because she's had a bit of like she's surfed bells probably a million times. You know what I mean? She definitely feels comfortable there. But I don't know. I just saw something. There was a spark in the old eye of good old Sal.
There's a lot of pressure now.
Is it the brush fire or is it the proper?
I don't know.
That's
she could be pregnant. Who knows?
You know? But that's what I mean. It's like, you know, they're getting old too. Sorry to say it like it is, but you know, Tyler does really good at bells, which means maybe she probably was tired getting into Margaret and you know, kicking it back a bit.
That's it. Dropping it back in second.
There was probably a lot of scissoring after that win, so that taps you.
Yeah, it does. But anyway, it was. I'm just really looking forward to Margaret's. Always something exciting at Margaret's, and we'll see who disappears for the year. Will Scotty will we have to get out?
What was that, mate?
Will he be cut? Will he be in?
I just didn't want to say the cut word around you.
All these questions, all these talkings, little did I know this was live. We should be back in the beginning of May, which also marks another festive vacation time, 1st of May, which is Workers' Day. 2nd of May is my day. I'm getting older.
Another trip around the sun, mate.
Another trip around the sun. So, probably back in the beginning of May. with a little, oh my God, could you believe what happened at Margaret's edition?
Yeah. We'll see who gets the scissor, or the chop, sorry, at Margaret's.
And with those wise words from my mate Jaymin, I say thank you very much for listening in this time, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
The Shizzel on the Wizzel.
The Wizzel Shizzle.
The Shizzle on the Wizzel.
The Shizzle on the Wizzel.
With Jaymin and Per.